And I'm going to speak on it really with Yella Beezy here. With the self-snitch culture that we have, this guy's been self-snitching for years. Yeah, you these podcasts, Vlad TV, these other ones, y'all know who these podcasts are. You black men go on there and make a complete fool of yourself. Make a complete fool of yourself. What's good, DS, Landon, Brian, Marcus, Severe. I don't understand, why is it so easy for you dudes to get on here and tell all of your business? But I guess it is. It's a good problem. But there's a consequence to that. There's a consequence, and Yella Beezy is going to find that out. Because Texas is the wrong state you want to get caught up for, like, any type of, like, charges like the ones he has. And we're going to get into it. Because, again, people love to blame white people or white supremacy. But what the hell they got to do with the self-snitch culture that we have? We have a self-snitch culture. I mean, how else do you have what happened in the last 24 hours? Look at what has happened in the last 24 hours with Big U and now Yella Beezy. We have a self-snitch culture because these people want to hop on podcasts and talk tough. They want to allude to things in their music. I saw this one video where there's a guy that took the life of a Chicago rapper by the name of Lil Jeff. I don't even think he was a rapper before, but what happened was, according to the story, Lil Jeff was chasing behind somebody with a weapon, and he ended up in the front, I think the front porch of somebody's house that he didn't know. And the guy came out of the house and took Lil Jeff's life. Emptied the clip. And then what happened was, he goes on to make music alluding to him taking his life, the guy. I mean, what are we doing here? Like, seriously, are you making any money by being a self-snitch rapper? But this is the culture that we have. And they love to, and this ain't just the only instance. I've seen tons of these rappers making music, making videos, making music, making songs about taking somebody's life. And y'all don't, and by the way, that guy is dealing with charges. They just haven't been able to make him stick yet, but they're working. He's one podcast interview away from going to jail for life. The feds, I'm telling you right now, I would not be shocked if federal agents are working with these podcasts, not knowingly, but they're actually either watching every podcast or they're working with them as far as some sort of business. Y'all know the feds are grimy. You know, they will go to any lengths in order to get their guy, all right, or guys, right? They might create their own podcast. There's a new podcast every day. The feds are probably creating their own podcasts. You know how they do, they would do sting operations. I would not be shocked that we find out that the feds have made up their own podcast. Because again, there's a new podcast every day. Every day we hear that there's a new podcast. And all of a sudden these podcasts got money to pay people to go on there regularly. Where they getting this money from? Because a lot of their pages aren't even that big. I mean, now they grow as, you know, the interviews do numbers. But I'm telling you right now, I would not be shocked if the feds have their own podcasts and they're bringing you fools on those podcasts to tell everything. Well, I told obviously not, because they just arrested Yella Beezy and they're looking for another man. They're looking for another man, but let's get into this story. Yella Beezy is in police custody in Texas, where he's been arrested and hit with a capital murder charge in the death of rapper M03. TMZ has learned the rapper was busted in the Dallas area on Thursday, where he's currently in jail. Salute to everybody, so make sure y'all like the stream. According to court documents obtained by TMZ, Yella Beezy is accused of intentionally and knowingly causing the death of Melvin Noble, aka M03, on November 11th of 2020. The charging documents accuse Yella of employing a man named Kewan White to murder M03 in a Texas interstate by using a fire. This is what I call desperately trying to end a man's life. All because you got beef? What happened to, fighting? Whatever happened to settling your issues by throwing hands? I know a lot of you dudes can't fight. So maybe that's why you want to pay somebody else to do this. Hey, Yella Beezy, why didn't you try to fight him then? Why you have to go this far like you wasn't going to get caught? Let me tell you dudes something. You're not as smart as you think you are. We are in 2025. The feds have all the necessary tools to catch you Negroes slipping. And now it is so much easier to catch you slipping by y'all running your mouths on these podcasts. Running your mouths on these podcasts. So it's easier. It's easier to catch you dudes because you're getting on these podcasts. You're making music. You are reenacting you taking a man's life, making it so easy. The feds don't even have to work that hard. They don't even got to work that hard. M03 tried to take Yella Beezy out. Do you know that? Well, he must have been very unsuccessful. Must have been very unsuccessful because it didn't work. Let's see. A Dallas rapper was allegedly was arrested for allegedly hiring a hitman to take the life of a fellow rapper in 2020. Marquise Conway, also known as Yella Beezy, was formally indicted by a Dallas County grand jury on Tuesday for the deletion of Melvin Noble, known as M03, in November of 2020, according to the court documents obtained by Fox 4. Investigators say Conway hired Kewan Dontrell White to take the life of Noble. Conway was arrested on Thursday on a charge of capital hit while remuneration? Investigators say Noble was in his car on an interstate when White, while wearing a ski mask and holding a weapon, approached his car. And police said Noble got out of his car and started running away when White shot him in the back several times. Let's see. White was arrested a month later and charged with the crime. He's currently serving a 9-year prison sentence on firearms charges connected to the shooting. And these are the mugshots of this guy. Career criminal we have. Let's see. People, let me tell you something right now. Why in this is in 2020, would you take this hit is beyond me. But this is the guy here. This is him right here. Shout out to TW. I appreciate that, bro. I know they had arrested somebody for this crime, but they had let them go, I think, or at least one of them, right? But they had him in jail already for those charges. He probably the one told and said it was Yella Beezy. But let's get into the story here.
Need to open the door.
because this is insane, man. Listen, we know that during the lockdowns, a lot was going on, and people were losing their minds, and maybe it would drive people to do stupid things,
Was murdered outside of his car on I-35 near the Dallas Zoo. Hello, I'm Steve Eager.
I'm Heather Hayes. It is a stark example of the city's struggle to control violent crime. Police say the victim, a hip-hop musician named M03, was approached by the killer on I-35. Both men stopped their vehicles. The victim got out, took off, started running, but was shot several times on the highway. A bystander inside another vehicle was also hit. Police say that person did not suffer life-threatening injury.
So that was back when this first happened. This is insane. And it was done by another rapper. What are we doing here, man? This is absolutely insane. I'm going to go and look up and see what else we have here. Because, again, what really caught him up was him telling on himself. I think that was what really did him in. Let's see. Trying to see if there's another video of it. I don't think there is, of the story. No, I don't think there is. To Yella Beezy, the one hit wonder. Well, let's see. But that guy pretty much threw his career and his life away just to settle some petty beef. I know someone mentioned in the comments that in the chat room that that M03 was trying to get at him, and I said, M03 was if that was true, because I don't know if that's true. Well, he was unsuccessful. But yeah, and you know what spawned off of this? There was an entire section of YouTube that was created because of M03's death. Of who done it, right? Only to then see people start telling on themselves. And this is why I tell y'all, man, we are in a self-snitch culture. Self-snitch culture. And it's amazing to me. It's amazing to me how people don't see that. It's amazing to me how you have people who go on the no jumpers, and because Loose Cannon, right before he got arrested, he was on no jumper having an argument with Whack 100. Just straight up telling on themselves. And it's no different than with Yella Beezy. I mean, he told on himself too. Where's that music video at? Is it hit? Oh, this was 7 months ago. Oh, this video came out 7 months ago. Oh my God. Oh, this video was posted 7 months ago. Oh wow. Yeah, they out here telling on themselves. Let's see, put this up. Now look at this, fam. Look at this. This is from the video. Now y'all know this is how the video starts. It looks like an interstate, and M03 basically died in an interstate. Look at that, y'all. Hit. And look at that. Telling on themselves. Look at this. Telling on themselves. Y'all can't tell me that this man didn't get himself arrested. Look at this. And this was 7 months ago when he put this video out. From what I see on his channel, it says 7 months ago. Didn't he get arrested during that time too? Like right after this video was posted. And now you're arrested for murder for hire. Because you decided that the only way that you could settle your beef is by taking his life. But what does that gain you? What does that gain you? Because you're going to go to jail for the rest of your life because this is conspiracy. This is conspiracy. I'm going to post this other. But this is, look at this. Y'all can't tell me this man ain't telling on himself. You're making the job of the police so much easier when you are so eager to tell the world how you done it. You see, people used to try to get away with crimes. I mean, they still do. But if you were a street dude, right, like all these rappers claim to be street dudes, you would do everything possible to not tell on yourself. You would do everything possible to not get yourself caught up in any legal issues in regards to having a body on your name. It used to be a time where there were rappers who didn't take nobody's life. They didn't sell not 1 ounce of drugs. They was telling other people's stories. Now you got rappers that actually want to act like they live that lifestyle. And where does that get you? It gets you locked up in prison. Now I want to show this photo too. I have a photo that I saw on Twitter. I'm going to put this up. Where is it? I'm going to put a photo up. I think this photo is incredibly sad because 2 people in this photo had a hand in taking M03's life. Y'all see that picture? Y'all see that picture? There's M03. There's Yella Beezy. And then there's another guy there. All right? There's another guy there. I think his name is, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but the other guy in the photo, his name is Trap Boy Freddy, right? Let me know in the chat if that's Trap Boy Freddy in the background. Because also he's wanted in connection as well. So they're looking for him too. Jay, there's a rumor that Errol Spence Jr. was involved as well. I don't know that. Listen, if he is, man, that's crazy. But you just never know. You just